So Pisces, I had a channeled message for you, which was you as a kind of young child, and you were in a garden centre. I know, but stick with me. You were in a garden centre, you'd got separated from your parents, and they were doing that tannoy thing where they call out your name on the tannoy. And you had wandered off to like a secret kind of corner of the garden centre, and you were doing what Pisces does best, which is just daydreaming, amusing yourself, finding your own way. Maybe you were bored. Maybe you were, like Pisces is, looking for the exit. But it took a while for them to find you. And the most important thing, you didn't want to be found. No Pisces wants to be found. Okay? I took a couple of cards for this reading first. By the way, this is an ice necklace. If you're wondering, what's that weird thing around her neck? It's an ice necklace because it's freaking boiling in here. And a subscriber sent it to me. Libby, I am grateful. Pisces, you got the open sea. I love this for you. And by the way, we're using a special, very Piscean themed deck today. Oracle and Tarot, completely Pisces, all about the sea. You're free to choose your own direction. You always wanted to. Let me know in the comments, okay? And I know that you're going to say, because I am a double Pisces, so I know. I drifted off one night in the middle of the night to go and feed some cows when my family were in a holiday cottage. So I know what little Pisces get up to, but let me know if you've got any funny stories about you just kind of, I'm just going off here. I'm just going to go and do this. Because that part of you never goes away as a Pisces. And there's something, this is your August 2026 tarot reading, by the way. There's something about the freedom a Pisces needs, even if it's in their mind, even if you're not, as Pisces often doesn't even bother going out, but you could. And your imagination knows no bounds. Your daydreaming, your ability to manifest, all of that. This is to remind you, Pisces, whatever your situation, that you are freer than you think. I would say free as a bird, but I'm going to say free as a fish. It goes better. We also get the salt path. I know, not that one. You know how to walk this now. Okay? A path is showing itself to you, but it's a path you've already walked. Another very Piscean thing. Pisces, and let me know what you think about this as well in the comments. I love all the comments in the world about all the weird and wonderful things it is to be a Pisces, because we're all in this together and it's hard to live in a 3D world as a Pisces, so let's help each other, okay? I'm going to take a couple of tarot cards. I have the matching deck. This is the Enchanted Shores Tarot. Look, so Piscean. I know. Okay, tell us about what path we know about, please. That's interesting. Oh my God, I absolutely love this. Love me an archway. You know I love me an archway. We get the 9 of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo, with the High Priestess. What a gorgeous, there's a lot of mermaids in this, okay? A lot of mermaid action in this deck. I love mermaids, love all of that stuff. So, High Priestess, Pisces is the High Priestess anyway, okay? It's the card that mostly represents you as a Pisces. I know we're supposed to be the moon, and that is there too, but personally, the Hanged Man and the High Priestess for me are the most Piscean cards, along with the Queen of Cups, of course. 9 of Pentacles is your opposite sign of Virgo. It's Venus in Virgo, and it's independence, identity, and being in your own world. As in, here we have a mermaid, kind of on dry land. Her tail's still in the water. This is very Piscean. got one fish on dry land, one fish in the water, okay, but they're connected. So in the matters above the sea, when it comes to finances, career, security, all things that Pisces flirts with, but doesn't always fully embody, you need to be decisive, and you need to, I imagine, be emboldened to take action. Okay, we have 2 eclipses in August. I think one is on the 12th, probably in Leo, I think. Second one is in Pisces, and it's a partial lunar eclipse, and it's a big bloody deal. 28th of August. Mark it in your diaries if you even have one, because I'm a Pisces and I don't have a diary. Okay. High Priestess is serious shit for Pisces. It's not just trust your intuition. It's like the deepest of intuitions, the knowing. Pisces, you know, and let me know, right? If you know, I want you to put I know, okay, in the comments, because I know that you know, and you know that I know that you know. The knowing, the thing, the deep thing, the depth, the magic, the weirdness, the secret thing that Pisces kind of knows, in a way that if this were all a stage, you are kind of looking behind the curtain. You can see behind the makeup, you can see behind the facade, the furniture, the acting. It's like, I know. And it comes up with the 5 of Pentacles. Now, love me an archway. Are they having a snog? Is that like a mermaid snog in the archway? Is it a snog? Answers on a postcard, please. A smooch, a clinch. It could be a sad clinch. 5 of Pentacles is an interesting card. This is interesting. This could be to do with a relationship. And it's like you're together, but you're apart at the same time. That's complicated. I don't expect it to be any other way. If I'm dealing with you, Pisces, I'm dealing with us Pisceans. But that is interesting. Because the 5 of Pentacles says you should go through this archway, not always alone, because when you think about it, the 5 of Pentacles, there's always 2 people in it. One of them's usually quite crocked and is on like crutches, and the other one's usually got like a bleeding head or something. You know, it looks like they've come out of something pretty bad, but they're still making their way and they're not going into the church. Here you've got this possibility of going through this threshold, this archway, this emotional threshold. It looks like, you know, the channel message I got for you when you were like a little kid and you were deliberately, you were getting lost, but in a kind of, I don't know, losing yourself kind of a way. It may be that you have a relationship that you're kind of lost but found. I love reading for Pisces. Tell us more about lost but found. Lost but found. Excellent. If this is flipping your fin, see what I did there? Give the video a hype, and the hype button, who knows? Who knows? It's Piscean itself. The hype button is possibly, if you press the like button, why not? And underneath is the comments, you slide it to the left, you can hype the video. Much appreciated by this Pisces. Tapping fin. Oof. Okay. Oof. Oof. So, lost and found. Okay, this theme that you're lost, that you're found, that you almost want to be lost, that you're found, it's like, woof. The 4 of Swords. In between the 2 eclipses, there's like a portal. You got your new moon, who's on, I think, on the 12th. I haven't got my moon diary, so that's the end of that. And then on the 28th, it's like lunar eclipse in Pisces. In the middle is this portal. where things can happen. You can manifest as a Pisces. You can do stuff that's under the surface. But physically, a lot of Pisceans have been a bit exhausted, I think, recently. And you know, as a Pisces, that's what's happening to you in your life manifests very somatically. Okay, aches, pains, migraines, whatever it is. And something, asthma, respiratory, allergies, hives, all of those things. You don't burn out, okay? Rest. You need to rest in the portal between the 12th and the 28th, because everything happens. It's almost like a bowl between the two eclipses, and everything's happening in that. If the underneath of this was a bowl, not good at geography, of water is happening in there, okay? So rest, drink enough water, and let me know. I would love to know this. I would love to know this. As a Pisces, do you have difficulty drinking water? I want to know, okay? Okay. 4 of Swords, take rest. 5 of Swords. Oof, Venus in Aquarius. Quite a lot of us Pisceans do have Venus in Aquarius. I quite like this. It's a difficult card, but it's a card that is telling you that part of what you're dealing with is a bit of an emotional game. It could be in a romantic relationship, it could be in a work relationship, but it's in an emotional arena, okay? And it's a bit of a game, and you'd better learn how to play it. Normally, Pisces isn't in the game, you know, we've done what you did in the garden centre. It's like everyone's playing the game and you're like counting daisies over there in a field. Or just, you went to sleep in a nice little nook of a tree, you know, that kind of thing. But this is saying sharpen up, wake up, smell the coffee. I do have some coffee in my very Pisces mug. Do you like that? There's like waves. And then learn to play the game. Learn to play. I'm going to write that down. Learn to play the game. It's not your normal thing, but it will be important. We then have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is a gorgeous blend. And I think this blend is going to happen all the way through, because we had it here, Venus in Virgo. And then here, where your opposite sign of Virgo, I noticed that Pisces and Virgo can flip into their opposite sign more than most signs can. So when the time comes to do the earthy things, such as dealing with money, dealing with wealth, dealing with buildings, dealing with your home, dealing with the everyday of whatever it is in the 3D, wait when you need to wait, make your move when you need to make your move, but remember, it's a game, so play it wisely. I am making this video during Mercury retrograde. Good luck to us all. So making your move is probably not right now. It's probably between the 12th and the 28th of August. That is a very important slice of time for you. Page of Swords. Starting to make a little master plan. Starting to form the words of an idea. Start a plan. Page of Swords. This is not, what's the word? This is not the whole thing, okay? It's like the beginnings of a plan. There is no rush with this. How are we looking in terms of our relationships and this energy? Wow. We get, just love, how gorgeous is that? We get the world. you are closing out a current cycle. It may be in a current relationship that you're in. It may be in a current talent cycle. In terms of, Pisces has a lot of talents, creativity being the first one, normally spirituality, all that kind of stuff, therapy, teaching. And I feel like Pisces, throughout your life, your talent goes in cycles. So it may be that you don't normally ever leave anything. Nothing ever goes away and nothing ever really gets started. It's like you just kind of, that ebbs down and then another flows up. So the ebb, if you think of it in terms of the tide is going out on a way that you either had a relationship with somebody or had a relationship with one of your talents or your career or your destiny or whatever it is for you, and you will know, and let me know in the comments, okay? It's closing out as we eclipse out on the 28th of August. Then we've got the Knight of Wands. I thought it said the Knight of Waves. That would be so cool. Should we call it the Knight of Waves? I know it's the Knight of Wands. Hey baby, how you doing? So I do like this. This could be, again, it can be a rush of Kundalini energy. So this can be that you become very, very creative and you write 10,000 words of your book and you don't even have to revise it. It's like ping, 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 ping-a-ling-a-ding-dong, okay? Or whatever your creative thing is. It can also be a relationship. Is like, I'm getting a video. You remember VHS? I know. VHS, when you had to forward it and it had 2 arrows and you went forward, 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 it went stop, like that. Fast forward on a relationship. It could be a bit reckless because the Knight of Wands is this, or the Knight of Waves. He's not really looking where he's going, but it's really exciting. So it's like a groundswell, it's like a push. And then the Page of Pentacles saying, look, there are things in the rock pool, there are things in the rock, there are things that you also need to see. Cool your jets, Pisces, cool your jets. I like this, it's exciting, it's a bit dangerous, but it's probably about time. Oh my Lord. Oh me Lord. Oh, I like that. There will be an extended love reading with this, okay? And I will look, I'm going to see when we get to the end of the reading what we need to look at in the extended reading. But the Knight of Waves is going to be in there, okay? Ace of Cups. Love, 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 love this card. So, Ace of Cups is when you come into full realization of self-love. But also, for a Pisces, self-love becomes this kind of unlimited love that spills out to others. So I love this. This is love in abundance. And it doesn't particularly obey any rules. It's not necessarily sensible, but it's like this rush. It's like this wave. And then learning to ride the wave. Not riding the Knight of Waves, although we might get lucky. Okay, we also get the 6 of Pentacles with the 5 of Wands. There are some shifts up and down in your relationships, in your fortune, in your work relationships, in your friendships, in your love relationships. It's like they're recalibrating. It's like they're testing the reciprocity, the energy exchange between you and somebody else, and testing it and seeing whether it's, in inverted commas, fair. It's never completely fair, but there's a difference between it being really out of whack, because with a Pisces, your energy moves all the time, so nobody can really count. Oof. If something is completely fair or not. Oh my God. Right. Now, Pisces. Hoo-hoo. Now we get into it. The Tower comes. Think of this around the 28th when you have the partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is an emotional truth explosion. It cannot be avoided. It comes in from left field. I don't think you're completely expecting it. I don't think you can say if it's good or bad, positive or negative. It doesn't work like that with water. You know, you could say that the sea is a cruel thing. Many Pisceans fear the sea, but that's because you know the sea. You also love the sea. To love it is to know it, is to fear it, is to love it, and it goes in cycles. There is some kind of truth exposed here, and it's an emotional truth. And I say that because I've got alongside it, oh my God, the Seven of Swords with the Seven of Wands. Wow. Seven of Swords are things that have been hidden. So something, think of it in terms of when the tide goes back out and then you look and you see things that you didn't see yesterday. You see things that you didn't see if the tide hadn't gone out. It's like, here we are. These are the shells, these are the patterns, this is the information. You are going to get an insight in your relationships as to a pattern that is operating. And you will need to make a decision whether you stick or whether you twist when that pattern is exposed. Seven of Wands is when you stand up and you take a stance one way or the other. You stick or you twist. You're in or you're out. Okay? You couldn't do this until that happened. This is necessary. This is what eclipses do. They're very revealing. They reveal what, as a Pisces, as the High Priestess, you probably had some insight into, but not quite enough to know. I'm getting those kind of sonar that you get under the sea, those sort of pinging like dolphins, but you haven't been able to decode it. Well, you get the chance. Okay, you get the chance. You also get the Strength card. Thank God you get that because you're going to need it. Okay. Pisceans are always a lot stronger than people think though. Okay, so don't do yourself down in terms of thinking that this will overwhelm you. Maybe it does temporarily, but you always, you know the sea, you always bounce back. It's like the wave takes you and then you bounce back. Okay, your ability to do that, Pisces, is freaking staggering. Can you survive these revelations? Oof. Oof. Hello. We get the devil. It's all about this freedom. It's all about whether you want to stay in whatever this is or deliberately get lost. And that the most important thing though here is that you don't lose yourself. Okay, if you want to disappear as Pisces, that is our prerogative. If you want to slip through the arch unnoticed, you will get your chance. But this is almost deciding whether you take this person with you in light of the revelations that you now have. Okay? In the extended reading, we are going to look into the Tower. We're going to look into the Seven of Swords, and we're going to ask, what is revealed next? When the Tower falls, what is revealed next? When the wave comes back, what do we see? What do we need to know? That is the extended love reading that we're going to do. I might have to redo my ice pack. That will be linked below the video, okay? I'm going to go and do it right now. Are you ready, fellow fish? I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.